Well, thank you for all your help.
Don't thank us. Thank Starfire.
Yeah, she's the one who saved your sorry butt.
Thank you, Starfire. I have to admit, you're not bad for a Tamaranian. You must be one of the good ones.
No. The fact that I rescued you does not make me any better than other Tamaranians.
Look, I'm trying to pay you a compliment.
Then why does it still sound like an insult?
Yeah, that came out in the early mid-2000s, and somehow this lesson still flies over people's heads. Hey everyone, welcome back to another sound-only podcast. And I actually did want to do this one in front of the camera rather than making it this, but I left all my equipment at my dorm and I'm not there at the moment. I'm actually at home for Halloween this year because I want to spend it with my brother and everything. Anyway, I wanted to take the time to talk about the term that I've been using on this channel for a little while to describe a certain group of people, and that is the term, one of the good ones. Now, the whole thing about this is that the people who try to be one of the good ones often are the people selling everybody else out. Like, for instance, in the trans community, you have people who are like trans medicalists who will try to say, oh, you can't be trans unless you medically transition, or if you don't pass, you don't count as being trans, or if you're non-binary, you don't count as being trans. The thing about this is that you're basically just throwing members of your own group under the bus for the sake of either making yourself look better or feel better, even though it's doing the exact opposite. I like to think about the fact that, considering trans people are very much persecuted in the world, that it feels like a desire to protect themselves from that persecution. And that's where the term one of the good ones comes in, because like what you're trying to do is be seen as the good kind of trans, or the good kind of black person, or the good kind of whatever minority group. So you can say, oh, well, as long as I'm helping them, they won't come after me. The thing about it is that, yeah, they will come after you. That is what they do. Just because you feel like that by helping them thin the herd a little bit, that you're suddenly gonna be seen as one of them. Yeah, it's not gonna help you. I mean, I use the term one of the good ones or gatekeeper, but there's another term for this, and it's called quisling. Quislings were people who I think during World War II or World War I, I actually don't remember which one, it was probably World War II, who sold out their own people to the Nazis because they thought that if they did so, they would be safe from persecution. Trying to sell people out didn't even protect you from the Nazis either, because of the fact that they viewed everybody as being inferior to them. So if you tried to sell out a member of another minority group that was being persecuted, they would still come after you. It wouldn't have helped keep you safe at all. It's the same thing. What you're trying to do by trying to be one of the good ones is essentially be a bootlicker. What you're doing by trying to be one of the good ones is trying to seek approval from the people who want you dead, from the people who hate you. Now, why would you want approval from people who already don't like you? Does that make sense? If somebody said they didn't like you, that they didn't think you should exist, that they want you dead, do you think getting their approval for anything is worth it? There are plenty of other people in the world who see us as valid, who actually care about our well-being and fight for us and fight alongside us. They're the ones you should be they're the ones who are important. The people who hate us, their approval is completely meaningless. You shouldn't be trying to seek it out, and you shouldn't be trying to seek safety in persecuting your own people. Because it's not going to protect you. It's not going to protect us. It's going to lead to the destruction of the entire trans community.